In 2006, a hospital permanently sealed an entire ward, not because of a disease or an accident, but because patients kept disappearing from locked rooms. No one talks about Ward C anymore. Officially, it doesn't exist. If you look at the hospital's floor plans, you'll notice something strange. There's a gap between Ward B and Ward D, a space that shouldn't be there. But older staff remember it. They remember the doors, the rooms, and the patients who were never discharged. It started quietly. Small things at first. Patients pressing their call buttons at the same time every night. 3:17 a.m. Always the same time. Nurses would walk in and find the patients awake, sitting up in bed, staring at the same corner of the room. When asked what was wrong, they all gave the same answer. There's someone standing there. But there was never anyone there. At least, not that anyone else could see. A week later, the first patient disappeared. No signs of struggle. No broken windows. The door was still locked. The bed was empty. The monitors were still running. It was as if the patient had simply stopped existing. Then it happened again. And again. 3 patients vanished within 10 days. Each one from a locked room. Each one at exactly 3:17 a.m. That's when the hospital installed cameras. They needed answers, but they got something else instead. The footage from room C12 is the only recording that was never released. But one of the nurses who saw it wrote down what happened. At 3:16 a.m., the patient is asleep. The room is quiet. At exactly 3:17, the monitor flatlines for 1 second, then turns back on. The patient suddenly sits upright, eyes open, terrified. He's not looking at the door. He's looking at the corner of the room. Then, something moves. Not clearly, not fully visible, but the shadow in the corner changes shape. It stretches and gets taller. The patient tries to get out of bed, but something pulls him back. His body jerks, like he's being dragged by something no one can see. His mouth opens, but there's no sound. And then, he's gone. The recording ends with an empty room. After that video, Ward C was shut down. All patients were moved. All records were sealed. And the entire ward was closed off permanently. Locked. No access. No explanation. Years passed. Most people forgot. Until a maintenance worker went into the sealed section during renovations. He said the doors were still there, covered in dust. But something felt wrong. Like the air was heavier. He walked past the rooms. C1, C5, C9. Then he stopped at one door. C12. The same room from the footage. He said he didn't know why, but he opened it. Inside, the room looked untouched. The bed, the monitor, everything exactly where it should be. But the strange part was the floor. There were marks. Long, deep scratch marks, leading from the bed into the corner of the room, as if something had been dragged over and over again. Then he noticed something else. Writing on the wall, carved into the paint, dozens of times. The same sentence repeated again and again. It doesn't take everyone. He reported it. The hospital sealed the ward again. This time, permanently. Concrete. Steel. No entry. No records. Nothing. But a few months later, one of the nurses from another ward reported something strange. At exactly 3:17 a.m., a call button started ringing from a room that didn't exist anymore. And when they checked the system, the call was coming from room C12.